Hey everybody, and welcome back to iDrive Daily. If you've followed this channel for any length of time, you'll know just a few weeks ago I relocated my oil pressure sender. While I was doing that, I installed an analog gauge. Completely unnecessary, but I personally liked the look underneath the hood of it being there. It's something to show off while it's at a car show. That being said, once I was completed the project, I wasn't quite happy with how the analog gauge sat in there, so I did want to adjust it and make it look a little bit cleaner, as well as having to drill a hole in the fuel rail covers. I wasn't really happy with how it came out, so I bought a second set of fuel rail covers, and on today's episode we're going to try and remedy how it looks under the hood. Alright, so on today's episode, we're going to adjust the analog pressure gauge under the hood and see if we can get it to fit better. The reason I'm doing this video is in case someone else went out there and purchased this kit and went along with the analog pressure gauge. Unfortunately, when you first set it up, it's kind of almost like a guessing game as to where you're going to drill that hole in those fuel rail covers. I really did not find a good way to do it. Even measuring doesn't seem to work out very well. So I kind of thought about it over the past few weeks, like how I was going to adjust it to make it look better. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that today. First thing we're going to do though is we're going to pull the fuel rail covers off to give you guys an idea of what I'm looking at. First of all, the fuel rail cover hole I think is entirely too big. I think I cut with a 2 1/8 inch circular saw. Really wasn't happy with that, so I'm going to go down to the 2 inch, which is the actual size of the gauge. In addition, I don't think I like how high the gauge actually sits within the bay, so I wanted to bring it down a little bit. To do that, we're going to have to adjust the flat bar underneath. So I actually went out to Home Depot and purchased 2 new flat bars. I'm going to go with the smaller one because I think it'll be easier to work with. But let's go ahead and get started. All right, with the gauge and sender unit now off, we're going to remove this actual gauge off of the joint here and off of the flat bar backing. So this is a flat bar I picked up from Home Depot. It's the same size that came with the original kit. It's 3/4 inch across by 1/8 thickness. So with plenty of extra here, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this at about 2.5 inches, which the original one that was on there was a little over 3. So this is cutting it down about 1/2 inch. And we're gonna see where that sits under the hood once we do that. All right, with my bar cut, and it now has an indent where I want to drill. We're going to go ahead and clamp this down to a piece of wood I really don't give a rat's ass about. I actually liked the original configuration. After trying a second one, a shorter mounting bracket, I actually liked the longer mounting bracket I had on there originally, so I installed it back on. But I will show you the difference of what the two look like, and finally went with the original one. So I'm going to show you how we're going to end up fixing the hole in the fuel rail covers. So I actually purchased a second set of fuel rail covers. They are pretty pricey. Unfortunately, if you're putting the analog gauge under there, I'm not really sure how to get it perfect the first time. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix it, and it's basically just going to start with a piece of cardboard off of a box. One side is as straight as possible, so I just basically tore off the other end, and that'll be the part that I'm not worried about, but the top part's going to be straight. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drill our 2-inch hole in here and then test fit it onto the fuel rail cover. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so what I basically did was taking a 2-inch hole, I lined it up to just about where I wanted, made sure this top was as close to straight as possible with the lettering at the top, and then I'm just gonna measure it. So what I'm getting is about 1/2 inch, actually about 1/4 inch from the top of the lettering to the top of the cardboard. And I'm getting about 1.5 inches from the outside of the top of the circle to the top of the lettering. So with that in mind, I'm going to take this and I'm going to start, I'm going to put it on the new one and measure the ice cream toppings. I'm going to measure the top here just to get the perfect lineup. going to do is, when the cover's on there, you can still see some of the silver, the aluminum bars shining through. So I'm going to paint this black just so that it looks a little bit more, so that it hides it a little bit better. So I'm just going to give it a quick wipe with just a damp cloth, dry it off. Going to rough up the surface a little bit. More white. Don't want to paint the dial, so I'm just going to go ahead, take a plastic bag, kind of break it off around the aluminum bar like this. All right, with the oil pressure gauge installed back on the engine bay, we can see the before and after shots. It's a lot cleaner. It looks a lot better in my opinion. And it looks a little bit more like it would if it came this way from the factory. So I am really happy with the additional mods I did to clean that up. Let me know down in the comments, because I totally realize this mod is definitely not for everyone. Not everyone wants to do it. Not everyone likes the way it looks. But that's ultimately the wonderful things about these cars, is it's really up to personal preference. With that being said, I will catch you on the next episode.